Hello, welcome to Premier Scene. I'm Claire Bueno, when we get to speak to the cast of the first UK urban comedy, Anuvahood.
Kenneth! My name is Kay. Kenneth O'Sullivan Fletcher, the next nappy from N-Dubs. On your job, blood.
Well, we're here for the Blu-ray and DVD release for the very and highly successful Anuvahood. I would like you to introduce you all, because people would rather speak to you than me.
Adam Deacon. I wrote Anuvahood, directed it, and played Kay.
I'm Ollie Barbieri and I played Enrique.
Hi, I'm Richie Campbell and I played Tyrone.
I'm Portia Freno and I played Portia.
I'm Jazzie Zonzolo and I play TJ.
I'm gone.
Yeah, we bring the stars out, we bring the women and the...
Wagwan, mumsy.
I need that money for tomorrow.
No, I left, innit?
You done what?
I'm on bigger things.
Bigger things. Idiots, we're skint.
Very excited about today. What inspired you, Adam?
For the film, just knowing that we needed a comedy. You know, we've had so many films that, you know, just gritty, kind of depressing, and I think it was about time we kind of flipped that on its head. And yeah, films like Friday and House Party, and I think all them films from the 90s from America inspired me to kind of do it here. Yeah.
I think what's really nice as well, that there is a real chemistry between, especially the crew, but you can actually see in the filming there's a chemistry between all of you.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, you get thrown together from day one. Adam actually explicitly made us sit together in a room. That's actually how my character got developed. He wasn't like that when we started off, but you sit together in a room, you get to know everybody, and you just have a laugh and just become friends, really.
Well, you play Enrique, don't you?
Yeah. He wasn't always Enrique. He started off being called Henry, who's just this sort of kind of lovable, posh kid. But we got into the rehearsals and just had a bit of a joke around, and he became Spanish. So we changed it. We just switched it up completely.
And there ain't nobody fresher.
Fools better recognise. Man, there's a top way MC out here, man. It's a high-patching.
What are you doing?
What?
Richie, you are the bad boy.
Supposedly. I'm not really.
You play the comedy very well as well. How did you get the balance?
To be honest, it was just a lot of just trial and error, and like testament to these guys because they just let me mess around with things as well. And previously I had done comedy on stage, but I hadn't done it on screen, so it was just about just really going for it. And because he's that kind of character that just messes up and causes a whirlwind, you can go OTT with it. So yeah, we had fun.
Look at you, as both children. And you, why are you dressed like a showbiz ice cream?
Portia, you play the prospective love interest.
Yeah. I was almost interested in Adam as well until we kind of messed up with the whole...
He was almost coming round.
Yeah, he was really sweet and I really liked him. He was trying hard, which was... But then, yeah, I think he got a bit excited. It was... I mean, and then he wasn't saying what, he last 5 minutes, was it?
Yeah, it was 5.
Yeah, so, yeah.
And what did you expect from the film? Did you expect it to be the success that it was, Adam?
I always hoped so. I always had that thought in the back of my mind that, you know, if I was allowed to make the film how I wanted to make it, then hopefully people relate to it. But, you know, you don't know. So you make the film, and I'm just over the moon that people did support it how they did. And thank you to everyone out there, like every supporter. It's just been mad. When I realised it was the actual premiere night, when I realised that, you know, how much support we actually had, and, you know, all the kind of UK artists came together, and it was I think this film, it's definitely, you know, brought a lot of artists together. And I think that can only be a good thing, so I'm just happy.
I think it also brought together a lot of new artists as well. There's a balance of some familiar faces that we've seen from film and television. So what was that like?
That was the plan, you know. I just wanted to get, I guess, the best of UK and put it into one basket. Whether that would be like, you know, kind of old school comedians like, you know, Linda Robson and Richard Blackwood, or newer guys like Jazzie and, you know, and so yeah, basically, you know, whether they were, you know, big in the music side or big in the acting side, I wanted to put it all in one pot and say, well, actually, you know, let's just have a bit of a laugh with this film and let's take the mick out of it all.
My mixtape's in hot demand. You owe me some money, blood.
Here's one. You're not doing all this. You can't MC, fool.
What was it like for having Adam as the director as well as the scriptwriter? Did that make it easier or harder?
Everyone starts laughing. No, do you know what? It was fun. I think we all knew what we had to come and do, so that was the main thing. We saw the stresses that Adam had, so you know, sometimes he did go a bit diva-ish, like, you know, must admit, but it was worth it. It was for what he wanted, and I think that was the main point of it. That at the end of the day, you kind of have to work really, really hard to get your vision across, and we all kind of acknowledged that and saw that from the get-go. So it wasn't too bad, and I mean, it's a spoof. We had fun. We had a lot of fun making it.
You had another director as well working with you as well.
Yeah, Dan, who was brilliant as well, because he was another point of call as well. So when Adam was in scenes with us, you know, instead of like rushing to the monitor and doing kind of things like that, Dan was able to see performances and see certain things if it worked and didn't work. So I think the whole process, it was very hard, but it worked, you know.
1, 2, 3, 4, get with the wicked. Can I get a chicks get with it? Can I get a fellas? You know.
Minimum of my size.
Yes.
What was the heart of the film for you, and what made you decide that you wanted to do the film?
Just the idea. I just loved the whole idea, and I just loved the whole. I just knew that there was something there. It was special, so I just, you know, I had to jump on it. I had to. So yeah.
I think that there is a quote in the line of the film, isn't there, that you've got to wake up and smell the coffee, and that really is the meaning of the film, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it relates, a lot of young boys can relate to it. They cover serious issues, but make it a bit more lighthearted, so they can still kind of learn from it without feeling like they're being kind of lectured to. Or...
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important, from what I picked up from the film, that it, as much as it is a comedy, there is a serious note to it, isn't there?
There's definitely a serious point. That was one of the main things I wanted to get across, the fact, you know, you've had films like Kidulthood and Adulthood, and even though, you know, there's a message in that, I think there's a stronger message in the sense with Anuvahood that actually you meet so many kids that are like Kay. Like, I meet them all the time. You know, you go to schools, you do talks there and all that, and you'll always find one kid like Kay that, you know, he's a bit deluded, and then if you take that and you exaggerate that for film, that was always the plan, in a sense of, I've realised that you can't really preach to young people. It doesn't matter. You can make as many educational films as you want to make and put them in schools, but if you don't get into their mind and their heart with dialogue they can relate to, and with comedy as well, you got to teach them without them realising, and I think that was my plan. Yeah.
And Ollie, how was it for you as well, but playing the part? I mean, all the guys in the film, they know each other, whether they like each other or not, but you were the outsider coming in, weren't you?
Well, I think it was kind of that was the way it was meant to be, because I sort of was, because I'm, you know, I don't live in London and I haven't been part of this, but this whole, you know, what the film is all about generally, but it was brilliant to be able to do that, because the character I got was in the end was actually, just gives you this amazing ability. There's very few times when you're just given the ability to just go mad with it, just do it, just be this weird, wacky, crazy character, go over the top, maybe, you know, use a stereotype, and it was really fun to do it, and brilliant to be sort of the outsider coming in, because you can really play off that. You can be like, I have absolutely no idea what you are talking about, but I like it anyway, you know?
Is there a particular memorable moment that you'll take away with you from making this film? I'm going to start at the end and come back. I shall leave, if you can hand over the microphone.
Yeah, the scene that got me was basically with the boys and Richie, when Richie comes down and it gets just everyone's valuables and stuff like that. So that was just one of the fun that I really enjoyed it. It was just so fun to film. It was just, it was just good, man. I just liked the vibe that night, that day. It was just, it was just a good feeling. It was just a good feeling. It was just like we were all friends just working together. And I'll take that home definitely as a good memory, definitely.
I would say mine was probably Tyrone's, like scene when he was getting ready for the lovemaking and oiling up his skin, and his boxers were always hilarious with the little quotes and stuff. So that's a memory I will definitely have forever, unfortunately.
You're not the only one. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of good scenes. I'm a bit of a different kind of guy. I quite enjoyed I enjoyed the fight. It sounds very, very mad, but it's just because you go on that mad journey of this is real comedy, and then you get to this brutal fight, and it's kind of going back to what Adam said. We're going through. You laugh and see the fun of it, but at the end of the day, there is repercussions and consequences. And for me, that was a real good message to hit home. And the fight was so brutal that you do look at it and go, wow. Like, jokes aside, there's a situation here. So, without sounding a bit too preachy, I like the fight.
one of my favourite scenes in the film was actually when Tyrone finds out he's been robbed, and he talks to his boys and he's like, my stuff's been stolen, and he's just got one line, Kenneth. You let Kenneth in the building, and for me, that's one of my funniest. It's just very subtle, but it's one of my funniest bits in the film. And most memorable on set was probably the last day when we finished. We wrapped, and the Worthington Green estate where we filmed this. I mean, everyone, we just had their support. But on the last day, everyone come out, and kids, like, we had kids crying, and it was just mad. It was like so many people came out to support us. Kind of, we were there a month, so they all came to see us go and say goodbye to us, and it's quite emotional, man. For me, like for the whole year, and you got to this point where you've just wrapped on set, and for so many people to be there and to show love at the last point, it was just very surreal but lovely. Like, yeah.
I think for me, I loved just sort of watching the Tyrone scenes, especially when the camera wasn't on you, because you just got to just laugh at this mad character. But again, I'm gonna agree. Without wanting to sound weird, I really enjoyed being beaten up. Now that sounds odd, but it was just because it was just we had, they said, oh, okay, we can do this with camera tricks. We'll give you loads of padding. We're gonna do it, and then we just said, let's just do it, and it was came out really well, I think.
I've got to say, can I just add to that? He went in, like, when it comes to the fight, he went like, wow, like Ollie went in, man. Basically, we had like 10 minutes to do that fight scene, and it was a case of not getting the shots or just cutting things out, and he literally just, right, bruv, forget the padding, let's just do it, let's just do one take, let him beat me up a little bit, and as long as we can get it on this one take, I don't mind. And literally, like, that is, and it's not, like, when you're seeing him get punched, obviously, he's a trained actor, he knows what he's doing, but he was taking punches, and so thank you, man, and thank you to everyone. Everyone worked so hard on the film, like, everyone worked so hard, and we were so blessed with cast. It was amazing. Like, we wouldn't have, the film wouldn't have done that well if we didn't have the right cast for this, and everyone came through.
As you were saying that, I just remembered a scene actually that I do like, barring the fight, was a scene with Ashley Chin and Michael Maris, the Allow Me scene. I think that is, honestly to God, hand on heart, that is one of the funniest scenes within the film. At the premiere, it got standing ovation, so it just shows you that, the power of literally just doing it. Like, it was literally off the cuff, like they had, obviously it was written in the script, but those guys just brought it up and put their own kind of stamp on it. So yeah, that scene was very, very good.
Thank you very much indeed. Good luck with the DVD release as well. You've had phenomenal success with the film, and good luck with the release. And enjoy today, because you're out on the bus. You're on tour. You're on tour.
How you mean you run out of food tellers, man? Why do you want bloody pretend like some bad man sweet, you get me?